Chelsea 2, Brentford 2. It is a draw that feels like a loss. We today showcase to the world exactly why we are mid-table. Because we play like a mid-table team. When we play against the teams like Wolves, when we play against Brentford today, we're playing like we're just another team in the Premier League. We're not playing like we are freaking Chelsea. And that is a big problem. There's a lot to go over after a draw like that. Obviously, it feels like a loss. Couple keynotes. A lot of stuff to say about POCH. So much so that I don't want this just to be a POCH video. I'm going to make a separate video in the next couple of days regarding my opinions on POCH in, POCH out. So stay tuned to that. Other key factors. We've been linked with Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney played against us today. Some people called it Ivan Toney's audition. Well, if it was an audition, he did not get the part. Not only did he not play well, even though he got an assist, luckily, because Westside had an insane goal. Credit to him. He did not play well. And you can just see his character bleeding out from it. It's just bad. His character is awful. He loses a challenge. He gets upset. Someone fouls him. He stops playing. And don't want to keep on going through the dude's past, but there's a reason he was just banned for almost half the year. We do not want Ivan Toney. We should never want Ivan Toney. Please, God, may us not get Ivan Toney. But that's enough about that. We need to focus on ourselves after that one. I think a couple of the key things that we're going to take away is we are atrocious at crosses. In my opinion, right here, Thomas Frank is a better manager than Mauricio Pochettino. He's a better manager. I know that sounds crazy, but watch the game. He made those second half adjustments. He knew exactly what our weakness was, attacked it, and honestly probably should have won the game. Thomas Frank is a better manager than Mauricio Pochettino. And that is tough to admit. Those are the key factors. I'm going to go over player ratings. I'm going to go a little bit more about the performance, but I want to know what you guys thought of that performance. So let me know down below. And please be sure while you're leaving that comment to like and subscribe. It helps me out a ton. All right, time for player ratings. Let's get into it. Petrovic gets a 5. Didn't really make any crazy good saves, and honestly, his distribution was mid. Going into the back line, Ben Chilwell gets I want to give him a 7, but I'm going to give him a 6. I'm going to give Levi Colwill a 6. I'm going to give Chalobah a 5. I'm going to give Disasi a 7. And I'm going to give Malo Gusto a 7. I think Ben Chilwell did pretty good, but he missed a couple good opportunities. Wasn't that good in the final third. Barely got in there. I know his position was tough in the second half, but when you're playing as a wingback, I expect way more on the offensive side. Levi Colwill, he had a pretty good game for a lot of parts. I like that he was getting up a lot in the first half, but really didn't meet my standard for Levi Colwill to go above a 6. Chalobah is going to get a 5. Man, the guy is just coming back from injury. He's just going to be shaky, and unfortunately, he was shaky today. Disasi does get a 7 only because he scored a goal, but still, there's a lot of inconsistencies. But I'm proud of Disasi, at least for the goal, for contributing on that end, and for helping get us even a draw. Malo Gusto gets a 7. I said in my last video that he would not be quiet this game. He had a beautiful assist. He should have had 2. So that's why he's going to get 7. The only reason he's not going to get higher is because he had a couple defensive mistakes where I think he should have been better. Going into the midfield, we started our usual 3. Enzo is going to get a 7. Conor Gallagher is going to get a 7. And Caicedo is going to get an 8. I think that Enzo, especially in the first half, he was probably honestly our best player. He was looking like his normal Enzo, creating everything. He was playing on the left side. That was a little weird, but he did fine. Going in, Gallagher did really well. I wanted to give him an 8, but he's so good off the ball. He does the little stuff, but he doesn't do anything that big. So I can't give him anything other than a 7, but he did a good job. And then going into Caicedo, he got an 8. I think that here was so many times where he saved our butt. He kind of had a little bit of a mistake with the second goal. That was a tough deflection. Caicedo is the reason, he's worth the money. We just need to figure out how to utilize him. He just needs to settle in more. He's going to be really good for us. I think we can all see that. Going into the top line, we obviously, because we had a 5 in the back, we had 3 in the midfield, we only had 2 up top, you could say. That was Cole Palmer and Nicholas Jackson. I give Nicholas Jackson another 7, and I give Cole Palmer a 7 as well. Now, I think that Jackson scored a good goal, but he also misses opportunities, and that's the name of the game with Jackson. Moments of brilliance and a lot of moments of subpar performances. Cole Palmer did okay. He did pretty good. He got an assist at the end, but honestly, he should have scored that goal. That was a sitter, and there was just so many chances that I think he could have done better with. Those are my player ratings for those. Obviously, Mudryk didn't start. That's a big talking point as well. He hasn't started a single game he's scored in. Mauricio Pochettino, I'm going to go into it more in the next video, but his man management this year, I give him an F. There's some things he's done well at, but he has been awful at player management, and people need to realize that, and something needs to change. That's my takes today. Obviously disappointed. Hopefully we can have a week of rest. We can get everything right, and we can move on and perform. Come on, Chelsea.